Alright guys, we're here again. Another episode of The Wall. Today we have Dexton Graham, the founder, the head cook and bottle washer of eSports Jamaica. Another eSports movement, you see in Jamaica, basically we have a handful of persons who are actually willing to get up and take charge and get stuff done. There are a number of persons out there doing it right now and I applaud them greatly, but today we're going to focus on Dexton Graham, the guy who's been getting other things done, some remarkable things done as a matter of fact. Tell us a little bit more about eSports Jamaica. Tell us a little bit more about the whole movement that you're starting with eSports Jamaica.
Okay, well, let me just backtrack to when it actually started. I started playing a video game called League of Legends in 2012, I think, and then in 2013 I noticed that they had a world championship, an eSports world championship that just presented gaming in a different light, where it was more associated with traditional sports. And I thought, how can I bring this to Jamaica? So I started doing some research to see if anything like this was happening in Jamaica and what I could do to be a part of it. I noticed that there were other persons already in Jamaica who are hosting video game tournaments and so on. So I decided to build my website with the initial focus being to be a reporter about esports, spread the word about what is happening with esports in Jamaica. Then I think I came upon a vlog by Zalgo Comet that was talking about the top 5 esports influencers in Jamaica, and I saw your name on it. I saw Triforce Johnson's name on it. Actually, he was at number 1 and was talking about some of the things that he accomplished while doing esports. And there was another guy who, I don't remember his name right now, but he was the top FIFA gaming tournament organizer.
Okay.
Right? So that was in 2013. Then in 2014, I think Cyberbox came into existence. I went there and I spoke with the owners and we agreed to host a League of Legends tournament there. And that was the first tournament I organized as it relates to esports.
Okay.
But then I didn't get to continue in that vein because of work. I had to travel a lot. So between 2014 and 2015, I wasn't doing much in esports, but I still concentrated on building the website, getting people to sign up, read about esports. I'd write articles and stuff like that. Now, fast forward to 2016, I said to myself, I want this to actually get into something or grow into something. So I decided to register the business as Electronic Sports Jamaica. And then later on in 2016, I hosted my first big video game tournament. I mean, when I said big, it's big for me because it's the first one that I'm actually doing. I think I did 4 video game tournaments and was giving away a total of $40,000.
This is the one in 2016?
2016,
What was it called?
I think I tagged it as Best in JA.
Okay. That's where the Best in JA thing started. Okay,
Yeah,
got you.
Yeah, Best in JA. But then again, because of traveling and so on, I didn't get to do much until last year, June, I think. A friend of mine, I started looking at what else I could bring into esports. So I started looking into esports jerseys, esports logos and so on. I posted those on Facebook and a guy from the DBS conference reached out to me to say, hey, I need your help to put on a gaming tournament as part of a yearly conference that goes on. So at that conference, I hosted another League of Legends tournament. We had some students from Calabar come through. We had, I did a presentation that spoke about esports.
What year did you say this was?
This was last year, 2018.
Okay.
The title of the whole presentation was Esports and Unexplored Frontier. So it was just to give the audience an idea as to what esports was all about. So I included some stuff that local existing esports organizers were doing, including what you were doing, also included what Triforce has done so far, Billy Z as well. And I think Triforce did a presentation just to help to get the audience understand what is happening in esports, because as you know, he's a Guinness World Record holder in esports. So that tournament was actually the biggest one I did, because we ended up giving away about $500,000 in cash and prizes. The winner of the tournament went home with 5 PCs that were valued at over $500,000. So that was the biggest one in 18. Then later on in the year, I think closer to December, I was able to host an exhibition at Digicel, again with your help and Triforce help, to try to get corporate Jamaica involved in what esports is. The feedback was overwhelming. Kids came through, they enjoyed the Just Dance, and you have persons playing the FIFA tournament, and all of that was just a good vibe for everyone on that day.
Excellent. You've been doing a lot. So between 2016 to 2018, were you doing anything between those times?
Well, I was working on a website, and I also started an app called eSports Caribbean, because during my travel, I actually met other persons across the Caribbean who was interested in esports and doing something in their market.
Yeah.
I went to St. Lucia and I met Valdez. I went to Trinidad and I met a guy named Kevin. And together we started working on something together to try to revive Caribbean Esports Alliance, CEA or something like that.
Okay.
But that didn't flesh out. And like I said, I did the app to try to get more people involved in esports and to connect the Caribbean. Reach about 300 installs or 300 downloads.
Yeah.
But it was costing me monthly, so I decided, let me just concentrate on the website itself, which is esportsja.com.
There you go. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about your website, because one of the first things you told me when I just met you was something about your website, that people could go to your website. And okay, how does your website help to bring people together?
So what I wanted to offer to all organizers in Jamaica is their own subdomain. So for example, esportsja.com/thelabvideogametv would give you a website that shows everything that you have been doing as it relates to esports, gaming, and so on. So, and outside of that, you have persons who are gamers. You'd log on, you create your esports player profile, so people can see what games you're interested in. You can network, you can meet other like-minded people, and just to gather like data, for example, to see how many persons are really interested in taking esports to the next level in Jamaica. And I'm happy to say that we're over 500 persons right now. We have 500 active members as part of the website. I reached out to other organizers to say, you know, anything that you're doing, you can pass that information on to me. The event can be hosted for free. So I've hosted events for like Bring the Heat video game tournament, for In Control gaming tournament.
Bring the Heat is Jason White, correct?
Yeah, Bring the Heat is Jason White. In Control is Billy Z, and War in the North is Dimitri.
Okay. How has that been working out?
I mean, it's been going well. I mean, the website has a lot of visits. Like I said, the user base is growing.
It's esportsjamaica.com, right?
No, esportsja.com.
Esportsja.com, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm getting from this, Dexton, is that basically your mission is just the entire development of esports in Jamaica and apparently in the Caribbean. And in order to do that, what you have to do is basically bring people together. And that's basically what your website is for. That's basically the premise of your movement, to bring people together and help the thing grow.
Yeah.
How has that been working out for you?
Well, I wouldn't say it has been successful, because there are a lot of persons in Jamaica who plays video games, and I only have 500 users. So that's to show that it's not really working out the way I expected.
Okay, but hang on. You know, before you beat yourself, Dexter, you have to understand, a wise man once said, you know, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal or goal.
True.
And even if you have 5 members on your website, 500 or 5,000, it is still a step in the right direction. So you're already successful. I mean, the thing has to grow, you know what I'm saying? We hear stories that people like Steve Harvey slept in his car for 3 years, you know what I'm saying? Steve Jobs was homeless. So humble beginnings is nothing to scoff at, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's something that you should really... I'd advise to wear it on your sleeve, brother, because I think you have accomplished a lot so far, and it is growing, because I've seen the growth of your thing. I haven't been there with you from day one, but I've seen your tournaments. I see what you're trying to do. I see you bringing people together. I see you host a lot of your tournaments at, hold on, don't tell me Era 51 at Sabina Park, because I've been there, and I mean, you're even bringing traffic to Era 51, and I see that Era 51 Milton is working with you. So, I mean, I applaud you for what you're doing, Dexton, because it's not the easiest thing to create something from scratch. And in my opinion, lots of us out here, we're creating it from scratch, you know what I'm saying? The Lab Video Game TV from 2003, it's basically the only video game television show in Jamaica. I've seen others come and go, but you know, humble beginnings, but it started from scratch. You have many people, like for example, Andrew Johnson, I think he's been hosting tournaments for a very long time.
Yeah.
Maybe from in the 90s, from before the lab even started. You know what I'm saying? You have Gregory Moore doing his thing. You have Marlon Smith and my friend Rocco. You know, they eventually started their own tournament, which is it's all about Halo. So people are coming together. People are basically getting awake, I guess. They're getting their stuff together and they realize what has to be done, because you have people who just talking and you have people who are doing the doers and the talkers. You know what I'm saying? And you're clearly a doer. Tell me some of the obstacles you face on your journey through this whole esports thing, eSports Jamaica.
Well, I think let me just touch back again as to why I don't really count it as a huge success. Because when you look at esports numbers globally and esports numbers locally, we're a dwarf when it comes to esports. And then if you're going to reach out to a sponsor, for example, and you're supposed to provide them with numbers and to help to provide or show the benefit to them, it's a very hard sell to say, hey, this thing called esports is huge overseas. It's in the development stage locally. So unless they can see the vision, it's going to be hard to get sponsors locally to work with you. Fortunately, Brandon from Island Sports Network was actually one of the first sponsors of my Best in JA gaming tournament. He's done about 2 with me, and the last one we did, we actually included some commentary, which is what I want to add in esports. That is not just to sit down and play video game, but it's also to add that commentary section of it, which adds the sports feeling to it.
Yes.
Right. So that's where I'm coming from.
Like with regular sport, like with other sports.
Yes.
You're watching a soccer match, you hear the guys.
You hear the commentary, right? So outside of that, some of the obstacles I've faced is that, you know, persons, sometimes players are saying that the payout is not enough for them to come through, right? So if I want to host a tournament, I have to be putting up a huge tournament prize. I don't have the money to invest in it, and I'm not getting the money from corporate Jamaica to invest in it because
it's 100% indie, isn't it?
Exactly.
Even with your sponsor, it's still very independent.
Exactly. So what we're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do, is to find the people who are passionate about this thing, so that they can get involved in the scene. And that's one of the main reasons for the website, to say you just go out there, you create your player profile, people see what you do, you can post up your YouTube videos, your social media videos, everything like that, just to put yourself out there. And then once you tell us what games you play, then we can look at what is most popular locally, because we're building the market for local competition. And then we can look to see, all right, what do we need to focus from an international standpoint so that we can get to the international level as well.
Yeah, kind of like a creep before you walk kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think, I'm not certain if it was, it might have been Martin Luther who said it, that if you can't fly, you should run. If you can't run, you should walk. If you can't walk, creep. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
And you are moving. So once again, I'm going to say that you are a success, Dexton. You aren't where you want to be. You're not where you want to be. You want to be here, and you might be right here, but you're still a success because you're moving.
Yeah.
You're moving, Dexton. And to the persons out there now, because I've said this before in another episode with Triforce, that some of the things that piss me off with esports in Jamaica is the segregation and everybody wants to be the big man, and at the end of the day we're all just basically fighting for second to last place or last place, you know what I'm saying? And that's nothing to be proud of with that mentality. So, you know, persons who be saying stuff like the prize money isn't enough, I guess there's also an old saying that says if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you guys need to understand that esports in Jamaica is still, it's almost at a fetal level. It's almost still in the embryo stages, you know what I'm saying? It has a far way to go. So if a tournament is being held and the prize is only $5,000 Jamaican, the prize is only a PlayStation Store gift card or an eShop gift card, still participate. It's not like Dexton and the rest of the tournament organizers in Jamaica are like making millions off of these tournaments and just going home or laughing all the way to the bank while paying out chicken feed.
Yeah.
It is work in progress. So, you know, support the movement and understand that without guys like Dexton Graham, without guys like the Jamaica Esports Initiative, without guys like Triforce Johnson, without guys like Marlon Smith and Rocco doing their thing, it's like there are no tournaments at all. So before there were tournaments, everybody wanted a tournament, right? Everybody wanted a tournament. Now the tournaments are here, people are going to say the tournaments are too small. My take on the small thing, if you watch another episode of The Wall, is basically different. I'm saying that people need to just cut out this garbage where they're fighting for last place and second to last place while not really reaching anywhere, while missing the great picture. Like, you know what I'm saying, whenever you segregate esports and say that the Mortal Kombat guys are going to host a tournament over there and have 20 people show up, and then eSports Initiative is going to host a tournament over there, and I guess their thing is a little bit bigger, so 50 to 100 people show up, maybe.
Yeah.
It is just, the segregation is just breaking stuff down. It's kind of like when you hear people complain about the Epic Game Store and Steam and Uplay and Origin and all these other different places you have to buy PC games just to get a PC game. Only difference is those guys are huge.
Yeah.
Those guys are huge. They can afford to do shit like that. But we are still at a low level, still in the building process, still constructing the game basically. So, you know, the support will be really appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dexter, tell me about some of the stuff that you have upcoming, future plans.
Well, the most the upcoming plan that we have right now is that we have a collaborative event between eSports Jamaica and Anime Nerds of Jamaica.
Cage.
Sweet. Cosplay,
Yes,
animation,
yes.
gaming, and eSports exhibition.
That is going to be huge, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about collaborations. You know what I mean? I'm also a motion picture professional, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just a video game journalist. There's lots of other stuff I do, and I've learned that collaborative efforts are very important when you're trying to grow. And even if you're already big, imagine if Sony and Microsoft were to join forces. I mean, I'm seeing Microsoft games over on the Switch right now. So I mean, if two great people join forces, it's even greater. But even if it's two small people, it's still gonna be great. So Anime, ANJ, and eSports Jamaica are collaborating to bring forward Cage.
Yes.
What can we expect at Cage? Because that sounds like it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, so because we're facilitating two dynamic groups, for the gamers, we're hosting 6 different video game tournaments, and we're talking about tournaments on PlayStation. So we have Mortal Kombat 11, FIFA 19 on PlayStation, as well as we have for the Switch players, we have the Smash Brothers Ultimate. For Xbox players, we'll be hosting Naruto Ninja Storm, and for Switch again, we'll be having Just Dance. So we want to get casual gamers involved as well. So we're having a Just Dance tournament, and then for the mobile gamers, we're hosting Clash Royale. So we're trying to accommodate everyone. And then on the anime side of it, we're hosting 2 different cosplay competitions. One for the kids, again, because we want to get the younger generation involved, and one for adults. And then outside of that, we'll have exhibition to showcase game developers across Jamaica, animators across Jamaica.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is like one really comprehensive package.
Yes.
So think about it. You have your video games. You're looking out for the fighting game players. You're looking out for the Switch players. The video game thing is already locked down.
Yeah.
Then there's anime with cosplay. People who enjoy that stuff. I mean, I'm not into anime. I'm not into cosplay. I think the only anime I really enjoyed was Crying Freeman and Ninja Scrolls. But that doesn't mean I don't have anything against anime. Because here's a kicker. Those anime ladies, when they come out dressed like Chun-Li and stuff like that.
Oh yes. It's a
Sweet
sight to
icon.
behold.
So I'm saying, you got the beautiful ladies, you got the cosplay, you got the video games. He's also catering for indie game developers, Jamaican indie game developers. This is something that most people don't even realize exists. I only realized this was going on like maybe a couple of years ago. I didn't even know there were Jamaican indie game developers, you know what I'm saying? And to me that is amazing. And you're again, eSports Jamaica, bringing people together.
Exactly.
It is amazing. Bringing people together and pulling off amazing events. I mean, come on, man. If you're into video games, if you're into anime, if you love the ladies, I'm sure there's gonna be good food there.
Yeah.
If you're into game development, I mean, come on, this is all you ever need. Even if you're only into one and not into the other,
Yeah.
it sounds like the event for you. When is it? What's the date again?
August 31st, starting at 10 a.m. at the UTech Auditorium. We'll also have educators on board as well. So we'll have Carrie Mack, we'll have VTDI, we have Jan, which is Jamaica Animation Network. Probably don't remember all of it.
Jamaica
And then
Animation Network.
we should be also having some persons from the University of Technology, because they have an animation and development department as well.
And the Just Dance thing that you'll be doing, this is in collaboration with Triforce as well, right?
Yeah, this one will lead into a bigger tournament that Triforce is hosting at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But I'm holding off the
Qualifiers?
announcement until on the day. So I'll tell people what to expect, because the prize pool for the tournament coming up end of the year by Triforce is going to be huge.
And there you go. I even left that out. There's dancing.
Yep.
There's dancing. I mean, come on, man. This is definitely, to me, I think what this is doing, it is actually adding to and expanding the culture of Jamaica, because, you know, back in the 80s and so forth, you know, lots of you watching don't know anything about the 80s, you, like my daughters call that the olden days. But I mean, back in the 80s, and there was no room for eSports. eSports wasn't even coined as a term, you know, eSports. cosplay, anime. I don't know about any cosplay events happening in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? So this is some huge growth, and I just have to applaud you once again, Dexton, because to me,
thanks.
You're doing huge things. There are like 3 or 4 bodies in Jamaica now that are really pushing forward and pushing hard, and in my opinion, the most beautiful thing about it is that they're not competing.
Yeah.
What Triforce is doing, it's not competition to what the eSports initiative guys are doing. What you're doing is not competing with what Triforce is doing. You know, it's just everybody can get this done. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can come together and get this done. I think it's amazing. I think this is amazing growth, and it's great news. And I'm just basically here to spread the word. Yeah.
One of the things we try to do too as a community is that we make sure that there's no clash in any tournament. So if Bring the Heat is hosting something and we know about it, we make sure that any day that we're hosting a tournament, it doesn't clash with theirs. The same thing if the Jamaica eSports Initiative is doing something, we try to make sure that ours doesn't clash around it. And the recent Anime Camp Fest that was held end of July was a huge success. A lot of persons turned out. They asked about, when is another similar event coming up, and we're hoping to see persons from that audience to come over to see what Cage is all about. Bring the same level of energy, bring the same level of cosplay in, and just come out and enjoy yourself. So the tagline for eSports Jamaica is enjoy, indulge, compete. And the reason for that is that I want to convey my idea as to what eSports is all about. So it's enjoy to facilitate and accommodate persons who are casual gamers and you want to enjoy yourself playing video games. The indulge is for persons who are interested in using your body as the remote, getting involved in VR. So like virtual reality games, or using the Switch to do like the Just Dance or the boxing game and that. And then we're catering for the hardcore gamers who are interested in earning an income from esports, and that's what the compete side of eSports Jamaica is. Understood. So that's what we're trying to convey on the day. Originally, our ticket prices, our ticket tiers, we're going to call it enjoy, indulge, and compete, just to get that out there. And I think we'll probably still stick with that. So we're just inviting everyone to come through to see what this one is about. And then based on the success of this one, we'll definitely be hosting something else next year and possibly rest of the year.
Excellent. This is good. This is good news. Guys, esports is growing in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the things about video games basically is the fact that we call it games. Now there's nothing else. I guess there's other things you could call it. You could call it experiences or whatever, but I'm cool with calling it games. It's just that when we call it games, it actually, I think that's a part of the reason why people don't take it seriously. Exactly. That's why it's such a struggle, because when people think video games, they're thinking Mario Brothers, Pac-Man in the 80s. Lots of people, not everybody, but the people who think like stuff like video games are for kids or video games is some small level stuff, they just don't get it. Yeah. Gaming is huge. Don't get it twisted. Gaming is huge, but I get it. I understand perfectly. You have to prove yourself. You have to earn your respect, and in time it will happen. But these are the building blocks. These are the building blocks. The stuff that Dexton Graham is doing, the stuff that other organizers are doing in Jamaica, it's a building block. People will start to take it seriously eventually. It has already been taken seriously overseas, as we can see, you know what I'm saying? I think a kid just won $3 million for a Fortnite championship.
16-year-old.
There you go, man. 16-year-old, $3 million US, that ain't bad at all.
Yep.
When last you made $3 million US? Thanks for passing through, Dexton. It was a pleasure having you, and I hope to see you again real soon on the wall on the Lab Video Game TV.
Definitely, man.
Thanks again.